All right, man. Just setting up. Quite a few things I want to get into. Um, Bud Crawford. Still, a lot of people are talking about his victory over Canelo. Um, Spectacular performance, and then that was followed by him being pulled over, held at gunpoint by Omaha police. And I'm gonna give my thoughts on that, but I'm not shocked. Not surprised. Some people who are that complexion, who have been in that environment, have been held at gunpoint by police, pulled over and harassed for no reason. You know, um, Me personally, I've had at least two or three occurrences where guns was drawn. Oh, you meet the description of a robbery that just took place. You know, why? Because just two black dudes driving in the car, and that's what ended up happening. Me and my brother in high school. Just driving. You know, um, Leaving to get some lunch and get pulled over, and they got guns drawn, and not knowing the procedure of how to deal with police, I just get out of the car, almost got shot up. You know, shit, 16 years old. But stuff like that happens on a regular basis. It's just unfortunate that Bud Crawford had to experience a situation fresh off of a victory celebration. And one, my opinion on it is the timing of when it took place. Any other time that he could have got pulled over and harassed, it had to be on one of the biggest days of his life. You know, and I could see if Bud Crawford was on some militant terrorist speech type of vibe, but he wasn't. I've seen Bud Crawford saying he got love for everybody, and sometimes the image don't meet up with the agenda. I see two dark complected champions, undefeated, on top of their game. One four-time undisputed, the other three-time undisputed, and um, smiling, people showing them love and happy. And then you counter that with fear and anger. Um, Case in point with the situation with the cop. Yeah, man, we got to get y'all off this happy shit. We're gonna get y'all on this backup set. We're gonna get y'all back fearing the police. And I don't classify all cops as bad. I don't classify all Caucasians as bad. But some of them are envious. Some of them take advantage of their position. And it's a lot more going on in the world than to be envious of someone who is staying out of trouble, promoting a positive speech, and representing everybody. There's more things better to do in the world than to bother people like that. And I'm not going to act like I got all of the answers and know all the circumstances of what transpired. But to be treated like that in the city that you grew up in, yes, it explains that. Yes, you don't have control no matter how much success you have. Your complexion ticket is going to get you still in hot water in a lot of situations. And you could just be taking a drive. You could just be celebrating. You could be happy and having a good time sober with your friends and family. That don't matter. It make you aware, like, damn, shoot, I might not want to be driving late at night. You know, I could be sober, but my life could still be in danger for driving while black at nighttime. And that's just unfortunate, man. I'm grateful that Bud Crawford was not harmed. I'm grateful that nobody in his team was harmed because Like I said, there's a lot of other things going on in the world where people are getting harmed. And case in point, there was a situation that took place in the states. You know, um, one of our very own in the United States military decided to take a a firearm and unalive multiple people in a church. And it's unfortunate, you know. Innocent people do not deserve to be unalived by someone who's upset about something. And I don't know the particulars. I'm not even a Mormon. I don't know nothing about how they do it and what how they. One thing I do understand is that they have a disciplined way of living and so on and so forth, and they believe in God. That's all I know. But as far as what goes on behind the scenes, I don't know why someone would want to go into a church, drive their vehicle into it, set it on fire, and then shoot up members that's in the church, you know. So just like some people who's a certain complexion might be scared to drive at nighttime, this might make some people that's scared to go to church in the daytime because you just don't know what type of mentality somebody's in. And there was two occurrences, I believe it was in one of these Carolinas. I'm gonna pull it up, y'all, because this is basically um, real situations taking place in the states where people want to make a big deal of nothing, really, you know. And but when it comes to the stuff that's really happening, that stuff that is a big deal, they want to sweep that under the radar. Let's see where this took place. I believe it happened in Detroit. It says they're raising money for the victims. Michigan church shooting survivor says she looked gunman who killed her. She looked gunman who killed her father in the eyes. I forgave him right there. You kidding me? I'm not forgiving shit. Not right away. That seems like a fairy tale, a movie scene. Let me see what this lady talking about. It's unfortunate that she lost her father, but it says in this article, when the gunman came over to me, I felt very calm, peaceful, even as I kneeled next to my dad, my hand still on dad, she wrote. I felt like a long time. I stared into his eyes while answering his question. So she kind of goes into a deep, detailed description of what took place before her father passed. But four people were killed, it says. CBS is not naming the woman and her father to respect the family's request. The victims range in the age from 6 to 78 years old. Eight others were wounded in the shooting. So some people are licensed to carry out here, and they may have their gun in their vehicle, and they're driving around, and they're not shooting nobody with it, you know. And then there's other people who are driving to churches and who are driving into public settings where people are having just verbal sparring, debates. This Charlie Kirk guy, I didn't even know who he was, but I don't agree with somebody just some coward just shooting him from a rooftop or whatever, killing this man in front of a group of people, and his family have to see that shit go viral. Like that's horrible. Like these are some heartless people that we have in this country that They don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just terrible stuff taking place, and people losing their lives for nothing because this man have a different. Now I understand that dude Charlie Kirk was saying some stuff, but man, like I don't care. Like people take um people's opinions and talking too serious, man. Like, and I don't understand the ones like 18, 19, 20 years old. I heard those are the ones that was really pissed off at the guy Charlie Kirk, because of him trying to influence them or whatever, and in some old traditional way of thinking. I don't know, but to pull a gun out and shoot the man in the neck, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Some of us can be strapped seasoned and not desire to take somebody's life, man. You know, willing to protect, ours, but not just out here hunting people, man. Some people are actually strapped legally, and then other people are out here strapped legally and hunting innocent lives, man, for no reason. And that's the shit I don't agree with, you know. So when people are enjoying themselves and representing the country in the right way, regardless of what they look like, how about we give it up for them, not make them try to feel, sad and miserable like a lot of you other individuals feel in real life. Just get some treatment, get some help. It's a whole kind of all kind of technology out here where you can get what you need, man, to better your circumstance instead of taking an assault rifle and unaliving a bunch of people. How's that? That's not going to make you feel better. It's not. It's going to get your ass capped and unalive your damn self. And then more than likely, you know, if you don't end up in some distorted dimension in the afterlife, you're gonna recycle in this motherfucker, and you're gonna have the same misery you had before you got murked. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be a harder road for you. Now that's what I think it is. It's a recycle of a lot of these same serial dummies. These individuals that have not gotten themselves healed and have been hating on people who are okay, man. You know, some people have been getting treated like shit their whole life, and they okay, man. They laughing every day. They cracking jokes, flaming you and shit, and don't care. Still not mad. Then there's people that got everything in the world, all the money in the bank account, the privilege that they can ever want, get to go anywhere in the country, not limited and restricted to agendas and nothing, and they still mad. They still can't enjoy their life. And when I'm starting to realize, man, I think some people that's in leadership roles is just not supposed to be there. Maybe that's why shit is falling apart. Maybe that's why the country is crumbling to the ground. You know, too much envy and hate, and not enough unity. You know, they love to push United States, and ain't nothing united about this. It's the divided states, man, of America. That's all this shit ever been. But maybe if they was really practice what they preach and was really about unity, this would be the best. It would really be the best country for everybody to experience this shit and be happy and not be tripping about, oh man, I don't, why he happy over there? Nah, they too dark. They too dark to be over there laughing and celebrating. Why they throw a parade for that nigga, man? The fuck? I'm out here risking my life, man, with a badge. Ain't nobody threw a parade for me. Man, pull this nigga over, man. Fuck what y'all talking about. What? He's got a gun. You know, on that bullshit. So I'm still not mad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still happy for Bud Crawford. I'm happy for anybody that has set a goal, accomplished it, and you know, I'ma still applaud them and be a fan of them. Period. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let one hater, or a bunch of haters get me off my focus. You know, and this man, Bud Crawford, you know, being focused, having tunnel vision, is what got him to the level that he's at. Staying disciplined. It's a lot you can learn from a champ. in boxing. That's why I love the sport of boxing. I can do a whole bunch of different type of topics, but it's a lot that I've learned from boxing. It's a lot of that you can get from it to help you in your everyday life. Because I use it, I play it all the time. I think some people they watch boxing and they like, man, whatever. I don't like that nigga style. Or I don't like this and that and this and that. I can learn from every style and apply it to life. You know what I'm saying? And especially Bud Crawford, especially Carissa Shields. I know they don't fit into a lot of y'all's agenda and y'all's color profile, but it is what it is. You know, you can set a goal, you can come from nothing, you can have everything against you, and you can still make it. That's what I can get from it. You know, when life hit you, life knock you down, get your ass back up, keep swinging. Every day is a fight. You know, so um, losses don't stop nothing. Got to keep it pushing. So I learned a lot from this shit. So people they can try to do this shit in the media and redirect people's attention, try to get people focused on this. Oh man, let's talk about the bad cops now, man. Fuck all that. We over that shit. We been to what y'all been on. It's been the same shit. It's the same cycle of the same stuff. But when you seeing new shit happening, I'm cool. I'm focusing on that. I'm not gonna keep uh staying stuck and being mad at the same people that ain't changing. You know what I'm saying? They being who they supposed to be. Some of them don't know how to go to another level. Some of them don't know how to receive this love and be able to go to another level, man. They stuck. So what they got to do is try to bring you down and be able to get a little some. Shit, I can't get to that level, but let me bring you down here so I can be able to get some of that. You know, let me bring you to this level. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I got multiple topics I can get to. And speaking of multiple topics, um, and before I move to this next topic, uh, I want to give Flame a Shame real quick, man. Flame of shame to the quitters. All the quitters in life. Flame of shame, man. It's 2025. There's some people in the world that's going through way worse shit than you. And just ask yourself this question. Is it really that bad? Is it really that bad to where you need to do something that is going to change your life forever? Do you need to go out here and unalive somebody? For real? Is it that extreme? Take a second, think, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is it really that bad? You know, be grateful for what you got and don't be so angry about what you don't got. You know, getting more starts with gratitude. You know, so flame and shame if you quitting because the dude that went in that church and did what he did and shouted at people, he's a fucking quitter. You know, he allowed whatever um the overwhelming of life mentally and emotionally to overtake him to where he just gave up. He stopped believing that things could change and get better. So, you know, those innocent people lost their lives and he lost his too. So um, that was a loss, on so many levels. But winners ain't don't have to do that, you know. Flame of shame to the cop that you know if you that scared, man, or you got that situation going on where, and it's just crazy, man, because these, like I say, it's pointless. These people are like that, and it ain't all Caucasians, but a lot of them with badges, man. When they see us, they either get nervous, scared, or they allow their ego to get the best of them. And then even when they unalive, a black person or somebody, a minority or someone of color, they still got to live with the consequences of that. You know, they may be, get a few claps, or a few thousand claps with some of their people or whatever, but you're gonna have to live with the consequences of that. And there is gonna be consequences for sure. So yeah, man. Flame and shame to these quitters, man. and these envious people, man. I did the topic on my last live stream about the envious individuals of 2025, man. It's a lot of envy in 2025 being exposed all over, you know. Um, I heard about the Jimmy Kimmel situation, which I don't care about, but yeah, man, people can't even have their own opinions and shit without somebody trying to just, oh man, fuck that, cancel your ass, get your ass up out of here, you know. But yeah, people is just hating on each other, just attacking each other. It's crazy. Got some people up in here. What's up, Kilo? What's happening, dog? Damn, no, long time no see, dog. What's happening? More the machine up in here, man. Lisa, how you doing? Shout out to Lisa Bells. What up, Hawk? We got Omar. What's up, bro? I'm gonna get to some of my boxing topics, man. Said most of our politicians are sold out to foreign countries. What's up, Lance? Ain't nothing, dog. How's everything in Minnesota, homie? Dude in the comments says, I'm talking random. Yeah. Block. Yeah, man. I'm doing me, fam. Misery loves company. Exactly. I ain't play your mixtape. You cap. Block. What you talking about? I want to play my music. What you talking about? Says I heard that he hated Mormons or something. Horrible, man. You know? Horrible. It's just I don't know, man. I can almost guarantee he wasn't in no relationship. You know what I'm saying? He had no love life, man. Wasn't nothing going on in his life. And I understand, man, things happen. And I don't know what happens to a lot of people that go into the military. When they come out, some of them kind of just go AWOL. They go out there and just flip, you know. So a lot of them risk their lives and just traumatic, man. Just like a lot of the people going to boxing and they go into that battle and they don't come back the same. They don't. They're not the same fighter coming out of them brutal battles. Same thing with the military people. They come back. They're not the same person. You know, a lot of them. A part of them was left on that battlefield. A lot of them. So you know, when you're not 100% you, you probably leave a open percentage for you know. Hey man, guard your life, man. Guard your soul. Guard your life. Because some people, man, they losing it out here. They acting like they under mind control, possessed or something. So guard yourself, you know, and protect yourselves, man. Even people that's in them churches. I don't be hanging out in churches like that, you know. But that's unfortunate for the people that still go to church. They got to be worried about that. That's terrible. I don't wish that for nobody. If you a Mormon, and that's what keep you, like this is my perspective on it. I don't. If someone's Muslim, cool, be a Muslim. If you're a Christian, if you're a Mormon, a Jehovah Witness, cool. If that is keeping you out of trouble and keeping you from unaliving somebody like the dude that ran into that church, cool, man. Do what's gonna make you a better person. You might have to go through that particular religious experience to get you to the level that you need to get to. Everybody's path is different. So I don't knock nobody's beliefs. And it don't make no sense for somebody just because you disagree with what they believe in, you want to go in there and shoot them up. You know, it's terrible, man. That's just terrible, man. I don't care no matter how much has happened to, you know, the people that's my complexion, because I'm a dark complected male. They call us African Americans and shit, you know. But, you know, I come from the original people. You know what I mean? And no matter how much hate and violence and death becomes that's attacked towards my people, I'm never gonna become like them. I'm never gonna become a hateful person. I'm never gonna, you know, change who I really am and become somebody else. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Because truthfully, a lot of us are not hateful people. You know, some of us make bad choices and have to send in the penitentiary and or get unalived, by making bad choices. But most of our true heart and spirit is not hateful. You know, certain circumstances that we put in will cause us to be more violent and angry. Poverty and drugs, guns, and all kind of stuff. You know, that can influence us to be go crazy. But that ain't our true intention. We got love for everybody. We ain't out here fucking grouping up and running in churches and taking out groups of, attacking other nationalities of people. That's insane, man. That's insane. That's racist. When you are literally, you know, uh intentionally coming up with agendas to oppress a certain people or to ensure that a people fail. That's racist, man. I'm not racist, man. I do not wish for nobody to fail. I don't have no agendas in mind. Oh man, I hope them people fail, man. I hope they lose everything they got. I don't wish that on nobody, man. That's energy. You don't put that out in the universe like that. See what I'm saying? So I just can't do it. But at the end of the day, I can only hope for the best. I can only hope for change, you know. And when I see people that's doing positive stuff, I pull out the flame of fame, you know. That's why I got my honorable mention over here and my dishonorable mention, you know. I know what's a terrible representation. I know what's good representation. Bud Crawford and Quincy Shields, that's good representation. Okay. Regardless of how y'all feel emotionally, regardless of how y'all feel about their character or the personality and the way they talk and the fuck all of that. Okay. This is good representation. You know what I mean? And they religious too. They believe in God and all of that. So, you know, they ain't out here saying that they devil worshippers and shit. Then I'll be like, oh no, fuck them belts. All right, man. Um, let's get to some topics, man. Let's get to some topics. There is there's some good fights coming up, man. One in particular, Devin Haney. This guy Devin Haney, man, stepping up again. One of the most hated fighters in boxing. And he's gonna be fighting Brian Norman Jr. coming off a sensational victory, knockout victory over I believe he's Chinese or Japanese, very own Jin Sasaki. Now we didn't know who the hell Jin Sasaki was, but we found out who he was after that knockout. Um, and for Devin Haney to pick him as his next opponent, that says volumes about how Devin Haney carries it. You know, um, also came out, it's been confirmed that before Devin Haney started pursuing the Ben Norman Jr. fight, they were trying to get the Jerron Boots Ennis fight. Mr. Tune Up Boots Ennis declined the Devin Haney fight, or basically said, come to 152. But he didn't want to fight Devin Haney at 147. And Devin Haney was like, why would I do that? I'm trying to become a 147 champion. You know, I'm not doing no catch weight situation with you, homie. 147 promotions. And I respect that. It ain't been looking too good out here for Boots, and we're gonna get back to Boots. But Devin Haney got this fight coming up. He putting in work too. Definitely putting in work. And Brian Norman Jr., I know he gonna be ready. My thoughts, pre thoughts, man. I think Devin Haney gonna win the fight. I think Devin Haney. I'm picking Devin Haney to win the fight. I don't know it for sure. I'm pretty solid on my predictions this year, but who knows? Maybe he'll get upset. Because I think it will be kind of upset. I know what the odds makers have it, how they have it, but to really have Brian Norman Sr. Excuse me, Brian Norman Jr. As a favorite with so little experience, that would be a shock to me if they have this man favorite. Devin Haney is a former undisputed champion. He's fought some top names in sport, um, and he's won at the top level. Man, he's been a champion a lot longer, and he's been at that level. He knows what it's like under the bright lights. He's not intimidated by the big stage. He's gone to other countries, in enemy territory and dealt with everybody booing him and everybody being against him and having to deal with his dad not being able to be led in the country until the last minute and and having to deal with he's had to deal with being at the top a lot longer than Brian Norman. Media, interviews, and everybody asks you a bunch of questions, but you just want to go train and get ready for the fight, you know. So a lot of that, you got to factor all of that in, you know. So I'm not saying that Brian Norman Jr. don't have a chance. I mean, anybody who has a punch has a puncher's chance. But when a guy when that's it, when that's the only thing I can really see of you on as far as your path to victory, if that's it, I can't give you the advantage. I got to give it to Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney's quicker. He has a great jab. He has better feet than Brian Norman. Better ring IQ. Um, and the disadvantage will be power. It seems like no matter how many heavy bags work Devin Haney do, and push-ups, weights, or muscle ups, and burpees or whatever, it doesn't amount to punching power. But everything else be pretty much on point. So I don't know. Maybe going up to 147, he'll be able to smoke some fighters in there. Who knows, man? That'd be something. He When he dropped Regis at 140, I was shocked. I was like, oh shit. So who knows, man? He might shock us and drop Brian Norman. Who knows? Maybe Brian Norman might go in there sleeping, thinking that oh man, this dude, he ain't punching nothing, homie. It's pillows. I'm walking through this, and he might walk into some shit that might create that uh-oh moment for him. So we'll see. We will definitely see. But I think that just judging off rounds, I got Devin Haney definitely winning more rounds if it goes to distance. But Brian Norman Jr., he has a puncher's chance. Brian Norman Sr. is talking cash shit. He is roasting the shit out of Jerron Boots Ennis. And rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. You know, this guy's on some little champ shit, man, right now. It's 2025, and Boots and Tank are on some little champ shit. And we have to call y'all out on this shit, man. And y'all looking to get all of this attention and all of this acknowledgement for nothing. For nothing, man. So I surely hope, man, that after this tune-up, Boots, you decide to do something different. Because you know who I really feel sorry for in this situation? Not your ass, Eddie Hearn. I really feel bad for Eddie Hearn. I think you're making Eddie Hearn look like shit. You're making him look like a fool out here, man. Eddie Hearn be having fighters that be on big champ shit, man. Flat out. And this shit that Boots is on is bringing a lot. And the thing about Eddie, he's such a good promoter that he's gonna fight for his fighters, man. He is gonna fight in the media for his guys that really can't do the verbal, sparring like he can. But a lot of times he be looking like a fool trying to defend these dudes. Like it was two fighters that I feel Eddie has made mistakes on. Conor Ben, and now that's Jerron Boots and this guy. That's it. I honestly feel that way. People can disagree. Conor Ben, he should have got rid of him a long time ago with his cheating ass. And he's not done nothing, man. He's not won no title. I get it. His dad was great and everything like that, but he's not. He's not. He's not proving that he's a great. Um, and then there's Jerron Boots Ennis, another guy who's a lot of hype, but he's not proven that he's a great. In the words of Canelo, he's fought with nobody. And I'm tired of waiting for it, man. A lot of us are tired of waiting around to see if Boots is the guy who we say he is, you know. But Eddie Hearn, I still think you're a tremendous promoter. And I just think that you have some fighters that's on some little champ shit. And Boots is just one of those guys. So it remains flame of shame until Luis Malima, until Boots can get beyond this guy, Luis Malima. And speaking of Luis Malima, shout out to my guy Travis FDY on here, man. He was talking about the odds, the betting odds, and how you can win some bread on Luis Lima if he gets the upset over Boots. You know, uh, we got to remember Lima is the champ, IBO champ. Um, and the terrible thing about this, for Boots is nobody even know Lima like that. So if he get his ass whooped, it's gonna be even worse. It's gonna be worse if you get your ass whooped by Lima because they'll say you got whooped by a shopping bagger from Walmart when you should have just got your ass whooped by Virgil or something. So that's what it is, man. It's a put up or shut up, step up or step down time for Boots after this, man. And I'm in Texas. Otherwise, man, I would take advantage of all of these damn odds of these betting sites. You know, and I'll try to get paid like a motherfucker off you getting whooped by Lima. Because when dudes is on some little champ shit, I'll root for the opponent. So I'm rooting for Lima to win the fight. Just so you can get taught a lesson that when you're on some little champ shit, then you get crossed out the same, man. We move on and we focus on other people because there's other people that's on some big champ shit right now. And no more using Bud Crawford for clout, man. You know, Bud Crawford is doing great stuff in the sport. You're not, you know, you have not up to date. So have some fucking respect, man. I was disgusted when I seen that you did not want to acknowledge another brother who accomplished such success as Bud Crawford. When I seen you do want to acknowledge that, everybody got their own opinion. I immediately brought out the flame of shame. You know what I mean? There's enough people that don't want to give Bud Crawford credit, like Max Kellerman during the fight. Now he want to sing a different tune, but I expect that from Max Kellerman. But you Boots, like I said before in my last live stream, get an edge up and sit your ass down somewhere with your hating ass, because everybody on planet Earth can see that you're jealous, man. You're jealous. You're envious, but do something about it, man. You know, you can't be fighting tune-ups and want people to, you know, give you more promo than somebody who's actually fighting top dogs in the sport. Goof. So yeah, man. That's my thoughts on Boots. Flame of shame until further notice, man. Uh, we're gonna get to something else too. Let me see real quick. Let me get back to this. My bro, RGM, what's happening, dog? Shout out to Red Glove Militant. Lisa said she got B Norman for the win. Okay, it's a good scrap. See, that's the difference between those scraps where you be like, you know what, it could go either way. Those are good fights, right, Lisa? But when you're out here fighting, you know, telling you, dudes who do um, warehouse work during the daytime and lift in the evening, those are type of shit, type of fighters Jerron Boots Ennis want to fight. So no, we don't have any, no tolerance for shit like that. But shout out to Devin Haney, man, getting in one of these fights that is risky. And that's how you set yourself apart from the competition, man. You take risky fight after risky fight, you win, and people look at you different, man. They're like, damn, man, this fool keep taking these risky fights. People can say all they want about Devin Haney. Oh man, he's chin this, that, third. Well, he get in there with another puncher. So what the fuck can you say? He not scared. So Cheney or not, he's getting in there, fam. Tank Davis is jumping up 6 weight classes, daring to be great. I ain't got time for Tank, man. Let me see. Do we got time for Tank? Look at my pine palette. Man, Tank is a hoe, bruh. Shout to Lamont Roach and Isaac Cruz mixing it up. Cause Tank is a fairy. Tank is a straight up fairy. I'm telling y'all, man, the people that be on little champ shit, I root for the opponent. I'm rooting for Jake Paul. Jake Paul by brutal knockout. Hopefully. They have to learn these lessons, man. When you don't want to step up and when you don't want to dare to be great, like the leaders, like I was talking about, like Bud and Carissa, when you don't want to do great shit, then cool, man. Get knocked out. Go to sleep. Like Debo said to Ice Cube. Go to sleep. So yeah, let's go, Jake. Get him, Jake. So I'm rooting for Jake, man. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna talk about this Manny and Rolly fight too, y'all. I know this is a random live stream, but so what? Let me see. I have a few people telling me that Canelo actually won that fight 8 rounds to 4. Man, them fools and Smelly Setback can jump off a bridge somewhere or something, man. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Why y'all wasting time? Get rid of yourselves. Do something. Anyway, Manny Pacquiao, before I talk about this Rolly Romero fight, they say that by 2026, his promotional company should take place in America. It'll be all over the states where people can sign up and be a part of Manny Pacquiao promotions. But in the meantime, in between time, he's going to be still fighting another young lion, man. Um, I don't know what's going on with Manny, man. I really don't. Financially, I don't know what's going on because he's not even doing exhibitions. He's actually getting in there with active young boxers, man, champs and former champs. He is getting in there with them. And I'm not saying Rolly's going to win the fight, but if y'all do remember, um, the last time Manny fought like a big puncher, I believe it was Keith Thurman, and at, he got the win. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao won that fight. But if y'all remember in the post-fight press conference, Manny said he heavy-handed, man, and he was complaining about having headaches. And since then, he has fought. Who did he fight since then? Ugas, Barrios. Did he fight anybody? And then he did like an exhibition or some shit. I'm just hoping that Manny don't end up with CTE, man, when it's all said and done. I don't know how healthy this is for Manny to still be doing this, man. Because him and James Tony gonna be talking exactly the same. If he gets hurt and gets hit by one of them, Rolly can punch, man. Rolly is not the most skilled. He's not the fastest guy. We all know this, but he can punch. And Manny, you're old, man. Your reflexes are not the same. If one of them shots land on the temple or something, man, it could be a wrap. It really could be a wrap for Manny. So I really hope this promotional company is successful because I'm tired of seeing this man risk his life for nothing, man. Man, Pacquiao's a legend. What is he doing with his money? Does this man have a drug problem or something? I don't know what's going on with Manny, especially in the Philippines. Like, if he's still living out there, like your money, this money you have made, you should be a goddamn emperor or something out there. Remember when Marcos Maidana got that? What he got, like 5 million or something versus Floyd, 5 or 10? I'm like, he was a king, bro. He ain't came back to boxing since. Because his money in Argentina, he's on emperor type shit now. So I don't know. Maybe he's living in the States and it's too expensive for him or something. Maybe he's not in the Philippines. And maybe that's why he keep fighting. You know. So I don't know, man. I just hope that he don't get hurt. And I hope that his promotional company takes off so that he can get out of this damn ring, man. I want to see Manny Pacquiao in suits, not in boxing trunks and boots and stuff, man. And boxing gloves. I want to see him in the suits and promoting his fighters, and showing the younger generations of the Manny Pacquiao. There's a lot. There's a future for the Manny Pacquiao physique. The short, big calf, Asian, quick, power. You know what I mean? Like them guys that's built like that. Man, Manny Pacquiao can work wonders with helping these fighters go to the top, man, and be pound for pound like he was. Honestly, I didn't even watch the Canelo Crawford fight, says Hawk. I was out that night. I need to go watch it myself and score it. But I know a bunch of Canelo fans that said Canelo lost. Damn, I thought for sure you would have watched that fight. You tripping. Manny Pacquiao is probably going to have to get knocked out a few times before he hangs it up again. Nah, I hope not, bro. Lisa says Manny versus Rolly, shaking my head. Yeah, crucial. Rolly can punch. Even David said that he punched the hardest. That's what I'm saying, man. This is not, you know what I mean? This is no narrative I'm creating, man. Rolly can punch, man. Ryan will tell you. Ryan was blinking like a motherfucker when he got hit by that hook, man. You know, Ryan's a fairy too. So Manny has nothing else to prove. Nothing else to prove, man. This man is the only one of the few. What is it, like 1 in 8 divisions or some shit? You know. So man, yeah, man, Manny, you've done enough, man. And I hope he's not one of those people like that's addicted to the fame and shit, like or the bright lights. Like I just missed the feeling. Like man, kill all that, man. Some people are obsessed with the fame, and I get it because some people ain't never been, come from nothing and nobody even knew their name when they was in high school. So they feel like no, I need this, I need more than money. They want attention and fame. And some people. So I hope Manny's not one of those people when they get his head, you know, brain bleeds and shit just to get people cheering for him. That's just stupid. Rolly had crying Ryan Garcia shook with the hook. Manny is running for president again. That's what I'm saying. Like, how you this politician and y'all imagine like well, I about to say I can't volunteer when our politicians they so damn old. But like what if Barack Obama was in the NBA at the same time, or the D League, you know what I'm saying, at the same time he was doing president. People be looking like, what are you doing? Nobody does this shit, man. How are you gonna run our country and you out here shooting threes, man? Going through your legs and crossing over. Get out of here, man. What do you call that shit? When you get the president out of there? Impeach, man. Get out of here. Manny's man, shout out to Rasclot. Manny's rich. He's not broke at all. He's fighting to help PBC make I couldn't even finish the sentence, dog. When he said fighting to help PBC, dog, oh my God. Help PBC make money. Unfortunately, he's obligated. For real? I hope that's not true, bro. If that's true, man, PBC is the most welfare promotional company ever, man, to be using. And Timothy Bradley, Loki said that's what Tank is doing with the Jake Paul fight. Pimping. Man, I'll be pimping the shit out of his fighters, bro. I didn't even know Manny was still signed to PBC, if that's still the case. Bro. I was a gangster or something, bro. Pimp, a gangster, and something else. Get your ass in there and fight Jake. And you get your ass in there and fight Rolly. I ain't gonna tell you again. Click. Yeah, man. Shout out to Rasclot. I gotta get me something to eat. I've heard that Manny Pacquiao gave most of his money away to other people and charities. That's stupid. It only take $10,000 for you to help everybody in Philippines. What are you doing? PBC is running out of money and stars. Manny still sells. That's why he's fighting because PBC will invest that money with other projects. Oh my gosh. Manny not broke. $100 in US dollars is 5,000. That's what I was just saying. Like, 10,000, bro. Everybody is kings in Philippines. And I was just guessing, but see, there you go, man. Man, please. I need to go out. I need to move, man. What am I doing? The fuck are we doing out here, man? Manny Pacquiao is fighting to keep PBC afloat. Yeah, man. Hawk is co-signing it. Damn, Manny. What kind of contract did you sign? I mean, Canelo got a smooth up out of there. So maybe that's why yeah, man, Bud had to negotiate some shit like outside. That's why they mad at Bud still. Out mad as fuck. He like, now hell no, I was supposed to get 4 5 fights out of that nigga Bud. But Spence was able to step out of bounds and work a deal with Bud. That's crazy work, man. Manny Pacquiao and Tank trying to save PBC with these fights, these circus fights, man. Unbelievable. Let me see. Uh it's true, bro. That's why Manny fought Thurman, and that's why he came back to face Ugas. Now Tank with Jake. Bro, this is insane. That's not true, man. He didn't give all his money away to charity. That's a lie. ah, I don't know, man. That's crazy though, bro. This man too old to be having this kind of responsibility, man. Al Heyman, you need to fight, man. Get your ass in the ring. If Manny can fight, you get your ass in there too, man. I'm sure you learned something. How about Leonard Smellerby and Al Heyman? Y'all get your ass in there, man. Said Manny's like 50. 50. Why is he still fighting? Well, hey, man, Rasclot, according to Rasclot and Hawk, this man is here trying to save PBC. I wonder if that's what Danny Garcia is doing with this last little hoorah fight, too. They're going to get this man 100,000 and the rest of the shit is going to Al Heyman. Probably. No contract. He's obligated to it all loyalty because Heyman got him the most money he ever got, so he feels he owes Heyman. Well, whatever. Fuck that shit. If I'm 49 and a half, my nigga, fuck that, bro. I'll pay you. I'll show gratitude in a different way. I'll start a bowling league, a golf league, and raise some bread like that or something. Something, you Manny Pacquiao, you know? Or sponsor, get a GNC sponsorship. No joke. Bud became everything what PBC wanted Spence to be. Yep. Matter of fact, when I was watching Bud Crawford's interview on All the Smoke with Timothy Bradley, Art of War with Andre Ward, he did say some shit like that was the plan. Put Spence up here doing his little dance and shit. That was the plan though for Spence. If he would have beat Bud Crawford, he would have been fighting Canelo. So man down. The shit was a man down though. So it is what it is. Shit happens, man. See boots, shit happens, man. Spence fell. You know what I mean? This shit happens, man, in life. But Bud ended up getting a Canelo fight. Man. He looked good at 168 too, man. That was a good ass win for Bud, man. I was proud of the dude. And I was proud of Canelo, man, having class, man. That's what a champion is, though. Even in defeat, you go out with class. I gave Canelo's respect. Y'all notice I ain't really been flaming. I ain't been flaming Canelo like that. I was flaming him before that shit because he's a ducker, he's a cherry picker and all of that shit. And he ducked Benavidez, so I gave him his necessary flame that I needed to give him. But after he got his ass whooped, I still looked at his character. I'm like, okay, all right. Especially when he put Smelly Setback in his place. I said, you know what, Canelo, you're all right with me, dog. You're all right. You know, I still think you overhyped as a fighter, but still overall, man, your character, you showed me something. After you showed me grace, you were gracious in your defeat. So I have to tip my hat to Canelo because these fruitcakes like Setback and his minions and shit, these are the cancers of boxing. These are the ones. These are the ones that the roaches, cockroaches that need to be sprayed. You know what I mean? Rolly Romero may knock old Manny out, man. And I don't wish for that to happen, but it's a possibility, man. That's the thing about it. Damn it, Manny. So I just hope he don't get slept, trying to, you know, show loyalty to Heyman and shit. Seems like all of these dudes be having this deep, you know, this deep obligation to to Heyman. No other promoter. These dudes can go from Top Rank to PBC to go. I mean, Top Rank to Golden Boy to Matchroom. But when they go to Heyman, it's just some of these guys be acting like, yeah, man, but you know, it's Heyman though. So what is he doing for y'all, man? Damn, y'all know the companies. Y'all know, you know, you got 3 million niggas on the shelf over there. You say, yeah, Garcia too. They feel obligated. Obligated promotions, man. That's another topic in itself, right, Yuli? Yeah, man, we gotta talk about obligation too, man. Some of these dudes, that should be the next topic, man. Or somebody could steal it, like y'all dudes be stealing my shit when I talk. But that's the one topic right there, man. Should there be boundaries on obligation, man? How far should obligation go? You know, necessary obligation. Manny Pacquiao and Bud Crawford were going to fight right before the pandemic hit. Yeah, man. I mean, Manny could have still fought Bud, man. He ain't talking about that shit now. He came back to fight Mario and Rolly. He ain't said nothing about fighting Bud Crawford. I mean, since you jumping in there, jump in there all the way. Shit. If you really want to make money, you get a bag for Heyman if you fight Bud Crawford. Everybody named Mama will come out to that. They'll probably do bigger numbers than Canelo. Right now, if Bud and Manny Pacquiao fight, people will be like, what the fuck? Everybody coming out. Rolly lost to a 65-year-old. Damn. And the oh, he talking about Israel something. I forgot his name. And the ref had to help him win without landing a punch on Grandpa. So Manny may have a chance. Yeah, that's true. That's a good stat right there, Yuliak. Because I forgot about that old dude. That old ass Aborigine was putting hands on Rolly. And Rolly admitted that man is the hardest puncher he ever been in there with. Canelo's a bitch for ducking Benavidez. That's all I said, man. Everybody made excuses. I'm like, no, he's a bitch. He's a bitch for ducking Benavidez, man. And Benavidez is a bitch for losing his title. Yeah, that's some trash shit too. But shout out to him. That was in the past, and he ain't missed weight since, man. So shout out to him. Just like Javante is a bitch for missing weight. Shakur is a bitch at 1 point for missing weight. A lot of these dudes, man, have missed weight, you know. But then there's some professionals like Bud Crawford. That's one thing about Bud, man. That why I got to keep giving him credit, and I got to flame the motherfuckers that's hating on him because it's like, bro, never missed weight, never failed a drug test, never lost a fight, won in multiple weight classes. He ain't out here committing crimes, man. He takes care of his family, he takes care of responsibility. I don't get it with a lot of you motherfuckers, man. I really do not, man. See what I'm saying? And, I would defend Bud Crawford for a necessary reason. I don't know fanboy shit like, cause y'all was defending like Ryan Ennis and Canelo and what other Tank, people who ain't doing, who on some little champ shit, you know, and whose character ain't shit. But when somebody meet all of these check marks on my list, I'm like, oh hell no, y'all not gonna do that. We're not gonna disrespect this one. This is our champ, homie. This is the people's champ. This ain't just our champ. This is everybody's champ, man. Y'all better appreciate when greatness come through. We talking about ATG. Barroso beat Rolly ass. That shit was funny. Hell yeah, that shit was hilarious, man. About just like how Garcia was blinking when Rolly hit him. Rolly was blinking when that old ass man hit him. Fuck this ass up, man. I don't know them dudes that love PBC be hating on Bud like crazy. No idea why. Bro, they hate him from years, man. I watched the whole process of them hating on Bud. I was like, bro, what is wrong with y'all? You fake black power movement motherfuckers, and y'all hating on the crispiest dark motherfucking boxer in the sport, bro. You know? All because of whatever, because of y'all's obsession with Spence. Spence. Gosh, bro. It was just, I had never seen the most just insane obsession with one dude like that Glade Spence, man. All the hate on Bud Crawford. And then what happened in the end? Bud got the last laugh. So that's how that shit go. I already knew it was gonna end up like that. I said, watch when this shit happen, when this shit ends, bro. Everybody that was dissing Bud all that damn time, bro, they gonna nigga, it's gonna be checkmate. Watch. And that's exactly what happened. Always did like Crawford better than those PBC guys. Everyone was fanboying. Yeah, man. Straight. I mean, they probably had the most fanboys on the PBC side. I mean, Canelo by himself probably had more fanboys than the PBC side combined. You know, what are you talking about? Wilder, Tank, Spence. Who else was over there that they was fanboying over? Who knows? They already got their ass whooped anyway, so that's over. All the ones they were fanboying over got their ass kicked. You know, or got on some ducking shit. Fax Crawford is the only modern fighter that can be named amongst past greats. The only one, man, because he meets all the check marks. The only criticism of Crawford was he was fairly inactive, but nobody was really trying to fight him either. Right. So right. That's all I got for this one, man. Um, topic today was up in flames, man. This country's up in flames. People are up in flames with their envy, the jealousy, and the misery. Misery needs company, you know. So instead of being so angry about what you don't got, appreciate what you do got. Appreciate what position you already at. Appreciate the privileges that you have over other people. And you know, if you're in a position of leadership, appreciate being there because you might not be there too much longer. So try to do the right thing with it. Maybe it lasts a little longer. Maybe get a few more years at the top if you do the right thing. When you start doing fucked up shit and you allow your head to get big, then you might be up out of here quick. So think about that. That's what it was. If you love Spence, you have to hate Crawford. Disgusting work. Tank only wanted to survive. No, he didn't. He got a gift over Lamont Roach. The Kaepernick knee in that one round should have lost him the fight. So nope. Tank is about to get knocked out by Rascalon. So I'm predicting. I'm speaking it into existence. He'll get. I said Rascalon. He's gonna get knocked out by Jake Paul. That would be cool too if Rascalon knocked him out. But yeah, he's gonna get knocked out by Jake Paul. I was one of the few, says Rascalon, that said Spence was overrated. As soon as he went 12 with fat Mikey Garcia, I knew it was over for Spence. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I spoke on that too, man. The hell topics on that. I was like, okay. Fat ass, and Mikey got hit like, I don't know, definitely over 200 times, bro. I think that's the most punches Spence ever landed on any opponent, and he didn't drop him or get him up out of there. I was like, what the hell is going on? But they did have vital testing for that fight, so I was like, aha, aha. Mikey Garcia, Big Head Promotions, man. Says I want to thank Al Heyman. They be like, I want to thank Al Heyman, and then they say they want to thank God after that. I'm like, what in the hell? Y'all gotta get y'all priorities in order. Yeah, man, the Roach fight. Y'all skipping over shit. Lost the Roach, man. That draw, slash loss was the end. Radical versus Tank. Yeah, man. Fuck it. Line it up. Excalibur versus Tank. I'm going Excalibur, nigga. Promotions. Quick. I'm gonna wear my MOBC shirt, nigga, front row. You know what I'm saying? That way I want to feel the splash, the sweat. I should be so close that when Rasclot land the pool counter on Tank, this the sweat should splash in my drink, nigga. My beer and shit. I'm like, damn, good shot. I'm like, ooh, got him. Yeah, that's really all I got for this one, man. We say Mikey Garcia duck Little Lomachenko too. Oh yeah, man. A lot of them dudes is ducking over there. Roach might fuck around and take a L versus Pitbull. You think so? That's gonna be a good scrap, bro. The pressure and relentlessness of Pitbull versus Lamont Roach calculated precision counter punching. Cause he's gonna have to counter the shit out of Cruz. I think he got a good chance of beating Cruz because if Ryu outbox Cruz, I think Lamont Roach can. Now the size though, he is going up in weight. I think he's going to 140. So I don't know. That's gonna be a little different, you know. So some of these fighters this year are going up in weight. That's the question mark. Bud passed the test. We got to see if Devin passes the test versus Brian Norman, and we got to see if Lamont Rose can pass with Cruz. Even though Cruz is not a big 140 pounder, although his head should be at welterweight. His body should be at featherweight, but his head is definitely welter. So he got to deal with that big ass head of Pitbull. You know, and if Pitbull's getting outboxed, hopefully he don't bite Roach. Left mask off. Tank KOs me inside 45 seconds. No, I don't believe that. That's cap. That is cap. Tank only one can counter. He said Tank only can counter. That's what he said. Yeah, man. Limited promotion. There's a blueprint on how to beat Tank, Rasclot. The blueprint is out there. Shout out to Roach. Say yes, Roach has a chance for sure. Yeah, man. Pitbull head. That's all I got for this one, man. Y'all stay up, stay positive. No matter what's going on and what they show y'all in the media, man. Uh, be grateful, man. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for life. The sun is shining. Get out there, get some vitamin D, taking some good fresh air. If you're depressed, go to the water, homie. These elements are on the planet for a reason, not a short season. Go to the water if you're depressed. You see what I'm saying? And if you feel intense, work the fuck out, man. Watch Rasclot's channel, Ace Calibar, and learn how to do some calisthenics or something, man. You'll feel a lot better about your life, man. But a lot of you motherfuckers is on computers all day, tip typing and trolling. That's why y'all motherfuckers is out here doing dumb shit, and hating on people's lives, man, when they happy and smiling. So stop hating on the people that's smiling. Figure out how to be happy, man. Pursue the happiness, man. Figure out how to get there, man. And the last little gem nugget I'm gonna leave on y'all, man. Some of us we showing our age with this, man, but there was a story back in the day called Peter Pan. You remember the only way that they was able to fly, they had to find that happy place, man. They had that happy thought. So find your happy thought, you'll go to another level. That's all I got for y'all.